I don't want to say one has it worse than the other.
What?
But it is a.
So you wouldn't say that being beaten and killed is worse than maybe just having a lower wage?
No. That's why I'm like, ooh.
Alright guys, you're looking at the thumbnail, you're looking at the title of the video, you already know what time it is. It is time to get active. Title of today's video, students think America oppresses women. Then they hear about reality. Then they hear about Afghanistan. All right. This video comes today from Campus Reform. This was sent to me on my Instagram at Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. It's long, but you know how to spell. If you don't, link to it down in the description box down below. Go and follow your boy. Continue to send me dope content. Without further ado.
Hi, I'm Ophelia Jacobson with Campus Reform. Today we're at the University of Central Florida talking with young college students about women's rights here in America and abroad.
Okay.
Do college students think that women are oppressed here in the United States of
America?
America? And what happens when they find out how women are treated under the Taliban in Afghanistan? Let's find out.
They're going to
retract the cap. Would you say that women are treated unfairly in the United States?
Yes, I would say so.
Yes. I've quit so many jobs because of the way I was treated at work.
Definitely. I think that there's a lot.
You being able to quit jobs is uniquely privilege. And I want you to understand that. Don't you understand the options that you have available right here? Or are you so blinded by the victimhood media that you think that everyone abroad has options? Having options to even quit is a privilege. How about being raised in a society where there are no options, where you are held to the caste that you were born into, or there's no options of jobs even available to you outside of options to be able to leave? Or if you're a young woman and the only viable option for you to make money is to sell your body. Over here, we have a plethora of options, so much that you have the option to quit. Yo, the privilege over here is just, God, oh my God, it's absolutely ridiculous. Let's keep going.
A lot of like institutional factors that play into that, especially when you think about just like unequal pay.
We already have a lower pay wage, even if we're overly
been
qualified
debunked
for the position.
There's still a lot of traditional, I guess you could say, like perspectives on like what a woman should do and what a woman shouldn't do.
Yeah, there are definitely some unfair treatment in some aspects.
Would you say that women are oppressed here?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
What?
But it's primarily, of course, there's the intersection of not just being a woman, but also being a woman of color or a poor woman or an immigrant.
Yeah, I mean, there are things that make it hard.
Would you say it's hard to be a woman in the United States of America?
Yeah, so hard.
What?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
It is.
So ridiculous. When you ask this oppression question, is it that you guys are ignorant to the idea of what oppression actually is? Because at this stage in the game, of the things that you guys complain about, it seems as though you define oppression as not being able to do any and everything that you goddamn want at any and every time. There's limits and there's boundaries within every society. For you to not understand how open this society is and that you're not being oppressed, especially if you compare it to other societies. But let's keep going. It's a triggering video.
It is, yeah.
20 years ago, we first invaded Afghanistan after 9/11. But before the U.S. troops invaded Afghanistan, the Taliban was in control. And under the Taliban, women weren't allowed to have a job. They weren't allowed to get an education. They weren't allowed to hold a position in government. They were being beaten and killed under that
Oppression.
government. We drove them out, and since then, life for women in Afghanistan improved greatly because of U.S. presence. Now that the Taliban has once again invaded, many are fearing that women are going to be treated the same way as they were 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Women are already being beaten and killed on the streets. What is your first reaction to this?
It makes me very nervous for especially the young girls growing up who might not be able to get an education.
Something that we
Yes.
should think about is refugees coming to the United States and maybe being more open about letting these people find asylum here.
Face says it all. Unless you're just gonna take away their hard work that they earned to get those positions because it opposes their personal views. If they worked hard for that, who do you think you are? Just coming there and just too bad. Stay in the house while the man does all the work. Like what?
Terrible. Honestly, I don't know what more to say.
It's kind of a really extreme version of sexism and misogyny.
It's awful. I think that the U.S. should take in as many refugees as they can.
Looking at everything that women are dealing with right now, what they're going to deal with once the Taliban becomes even stronger, does that kind of change your perspective about how women have it here in
Great
the United
question.
States?
Yeah, it could be worse here. It could be as bad as that, but that is definitely easier for us to be a woman here compared
Yes.
to that. Yeah.
Ooh, see, I feel like both parties are oppressed. I don't want to say one has it worse than the other,
What?
but it is a
So you wouldn't say that being beaten and killed is worse than maybe just having a lower wage?
no. That's why I'm like, ooh. I feel so, because it's they're both forms of oppression, but that is a lot worse than what we're going through.
Yeah.
She votes. Her vote is counted just like the rest of us. It's equal. It's the same level. She has just as much, if she's over 18, she has just as much weight in an election as you do. I hate to get particularly political in these types of conversations, but I'm going through the goddamn delusion because you have a young lady who has the willingness, or the capability rather, to go to college, to do anything that she wants to do, to wear the hair color that she wants to wear the shirt, the revealing shirt that she wants to wear the spandex that she wants to, where it looks as though you can see the panty line through you have all of the freedoms that you can ever want in the goddamn world. And when asked a logical question as simple and as easy of, would you retract your statement now that you understand how an actual patriarchal, oppressive regime has treated women, and still logic just doesn't come through. Your feelings of your victimhood within the society prevail. Where do we go from here? Like, where do we go from here? Is this just chalked up to just pure inexperience? Right? Like, is this just pure inexperience led with conditioning? Because I just don't understand. I just, for the life of me, it's like, get out of your microcosm of bullshit and just look at the world from a different perspective. Travel, get out of here. Get off of your blocks. That's why I tell you guys all the day, me traveling across the world, okay, to the numerous countries that I've been to, okay, one of the most beneficial experiences throughout my life, because it made me understand that I am this big in this world. And there's so many other types of people, perspectives, paths of life, spiritualities that govern this whole wide world. Regimes that govern this whole wide world. Cultures, societies. And if you do not take accountability of yourself to learn about these different things, but you want to have a perspective on how this shit is run and governed, this shit is besides me. Okay, I'll tell you guys one thing. If I was dating, I would not. First of all, the red hair. I tell you guys all day. Red hair, red flag. Okay, red hair, red flag. You understand me? You know what it is from Jump Street. Okay, red hair, red flag. But I couldn't imagine having a conversation with a young lady that is just so misaligned and misinformed. Okay.
So, because it's like, yeah, they're both forms of oppression, but that is a lot worse than what we're going through.
Yeah. Yeah. We have it better. We do.
I think it does. I mean, compared to what's happening in Afghanistan, I do have more basic rights.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we still got it a lot better than many other women in other countries around the world.
You know,
Name a country that has
obviously in
it
other areas
better.
It's a lot worse. Like with that situation now that I know, like obviously there's not as much as to complain about here than over there.
Do you think we have it pretty good here?
Wow.
Oh, that feels like that contradicts what I say about.
Yes,
But
it
it's
does.
the truth, though. That's a good question. Because you're not.
Think,
you,
mama.
You have a very fair point. We
Think,
do have
mama.
it better here than we do
Get out the
in
matrix.
Afghanistan, in general.
Take the red pill,
So I'm like, that's a
like
good
your red hair.
question, but I feel like it contradicts what I just said.
Do you think we have
Yes.
it pretty good here?
Yeah, yeah.
We have it pretty good here.
Yeah. It's definitely better than how it used to be and better than a lot of other places.
I guess, yeah, I would. I mean, people aren't being like murdered just for being women on the street.
Does it make you appreciate being a woman in America more?
Yeah, a lot more. We still have a certain amount of privilege that we hold being in this country where we don't have to fear necessarily beaten every day or killed just for being a woman or going to school. So that's going to be definitely something women here and in other first world nations should really, if they want to get involved, you know, have solidarity with the women there in Afghanistan.
Listen, guys, I didn't know what to expect before we got into this particular video. I think it also highlights some of the delusion of modern ladies today. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, there's reasons that entities exist that continue to fight for different things, because the idea that everything is always going to be balanced at any given time within a culture or society just off of the strength of free will and the powers that be is bullshit, right? So having entities to continue to push these ideas forward is very important for them to be able to do, okay? But with anything, there has to be a degree of balance. Like, for example, this whole feminism movement, it's completely out of balance right now. It's completely out of whack because the movement has gotten so strong, right, and has permeated into the minds of so many people that you got men walking around here with holding up "I am a feminist" signs. And it's absolutely, it blows my mind. It's absolutely ridiculous to me, okay? So continue to fight for what you think is right, but also be balanced within your understanding of what is too far. Like, what is too much and what is actually happening here, okay? Because if you continue to complain about things that is not currently existing, which is not currently your reality, if you continue to live like in this facade that you are a victim or that you are weak, then those that understand what's actually going on here will never hear your particular arguments as it relates to that. Anyway, guys, let's get out of here. This is a little bit of a switch from the normal content of the channel, but I thought that it would be important to be able to discuss. All right? Questions, comments, concerns. Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Guys, did I get this one right? Did I get this one wrong? Leave me a comment down below. I just couldn't believe the level and degree of the hypocrisy of being able to sit there in the most free society known to mankind, where you've made every option on every component of the things from what you have on to what you can be when you grow up, and compare it literally to people that have no options or had no options and not have the intellectual honesty to call a spade is absolutely ridiculous, if not abhorrent to me. All right? Until next time, YouTube. Peace.